Good morning and welcome to a brand new month. This is Morning Pulse, the pulse of Nigerian politics, right here on Active Citizens. I'm your host, Sharon Chuku. Joining me live in the studio as always, I have with me my co-host, the person of Ifoma Oji. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, Sharon.
How are you doing? Happy new month. Happy new month. It's December.
Happy belated birthday in advance.
Okay. Let them know. Thank you very much. Also joining us live in the studio, we have our analyst, person of Mr. Daniel Sacramento. Good morning, sir. Happy new month.
Happy new month. Good morning.
Is this month, how is it? How are you planning for December?
Well, we plan as it comes.
All right. Is that the same for you, Mr. Olajumeji? Good morning, sir. How are you doing?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, guys. How are you doing in the studio? And it's a new month, but it's just like the last month in the year.
Yes, exactly. It's the last month of the year. So we are looking forward to how everything is going to be this month. We hope we hear better news politically and nationally. Now we're going straight to the headline that we have for today. First, big political development out of Aso Rock. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has forwarded a fresh list of 32 ambassadorial nominees to the Senate. Among them, heavyweight names like Mahmud Yakubu, former INEC chairman. We have Omokri and Fani-Kayode and the likes. The nominations consist of 15 career diplomat slots and 17 non-career political appointments. Anyways, before we start, I have to take the reactions of people on X, especially with the fact that we have Omokri who was, being appointed, and there's a whole lot of shebang as concerning that particular appointment. We are going to know why, but first, let's take a look at the comments. Everything Politics says this flip-flop is exactly why citizens struggle to trust politicians. You can't preach resistance in opposition and embrace the same system in power without expecting people to question your integrity. It's a shame. Tagging at Reno Omokri. We all know politics is about interest though. We didn't expect it will go against your principles. Why? Dr. E. Cube says, take it or leave it. Tinubu is the greatest deal maker. He appeals to your innermost desires. Check from Wike, FFK to Reno. They all threw away their little integrity. The little integrity they have for the stomach. He captures not only states, but the minds of his once known enemies. And finally, we are taking this one from Ubong, who says, he had a DNA transplant before accepting the ambassadorial appointment. Well, all of these comments, they're all talking about Reno Omokri coming out to accept this appointment from the president. Anyways, we're taking a look at the video where Reno Omokri just made a profound statement just, before this appointment. Let's have a look and return to the studio.
If Bola Tinubu approaches you to work with him, would you?
It will never happen.
Okay, which one? Which of the scenarios? Him approaching you or you accepting to work with him?
Oh my gosh, I don't want to betray privilege. Somebody from Bola Tinubu's camp has already reached out to me, and I told the person that, look, it cannot happen. I can't do it. It's just against my principles. I'm not... Some people can do that. It's not in my DNA. I can't do it. It's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. I wish Bola Tinubu well if he eventually is sworn in and then the courts uphold his victory. But I can never work with him.
All right, we heard that loud and clear. Reno Omokri came out to say it's against his principles. It's not just in his DNA at all to accept that. Before we get our reaction to the studio, we're going to take a quick look at a video showing an interview on Arise with Dr. Sam Amadi, the director, Abuja School of Social and Political Thought, on the appointments of the 32 ambassadors. And then we'll be back to the studio.
It is a reward. Ambassadors represent the country.
Yep.
Shouldn't you care about the quality, character, integrity in terms of governance? You're not representing yourself. You're representing the country where you come from. So what impact in terms of governance, in terms of the eyes, the world see us, how they see us, do you think that this caliber, I'm sure it's not all of them, but this president wants you've seen, what impact do you think that?
Okay, so let's start from the idea that the ambassadors replace the contract. That's correct. Now, under constitutional law, we talk about what we call the sole organ theory. The president of a country is the sole organ that represents the country internationally. So when the president is commander-in-chief, he's also the sole organ, meaning that the person who represents Nigeria abroad is Mr. Tinubu. So he sends an aide. So these guys represent us, but actually they represent the president who represents the nation. That's the theory, constitutional law. So what it means, therefore, is that ideally, you're right, you're going to say, do these people have the pedigree to represent Nigeria? And so you made that choice. But in reality, like I told you, staffing of a president's staffing, decision on appointment, is the first indicator of his moral character and his political project. So the president sees appointment from the lens of politics. So for him, these guys, and by the way, we think that ambassadors matter. In Nigeria, I don't think they matter. Nigeria has almost very low foreign policy objective and commitment. I mean, if you send anybody to Washington, how is it going to change the game? If the person is not connected to the major think tanks in Washington, if the person has no access, we saw what happened with the Christian genocide saga. That Nigeria didn't have any footing apart from paid influencers, you know? So people assume that ambassadors really matter. And again, it might be counterintelligence. These ambassadors are actually going to waste Nigerians' money. Nigeria, in the last 10 years, has no serious foreign policy commitment anywhere.
So then are you saying that the president was right in not appointing ambassadors over the period of 2 years?
Ironically, he was right.
All right, we just saw those videos and now we are taking our comments. I'm starting with you, Mr. Oladimiji. We've seen the list, the 32 nominees that has been sent to the Senate. We saw Omokri there, we saw Fani-Kayode, Mahmud, Yakubu, it was a lot of people, interesting names that we saw there. But what was your first impression when you saw that list?
Thank you very much, Sharon. Well, the impression I got was, first of all, good morning, Nigerians.
Good morning.
The impression I got, was the confirmation of what I had always known since a long time, that we reside within a captured state that now affords those who have found themselves in political space right now, in place of authority in our corridors of power, now engaging in brazen impunity. I mean, there are some names on that list that confirms that, yes, we have normalized transactional democracy in Nigeria. Take, for instance, Mahmud Yakub.
Yes.
Who, in less than 3 weeks ago, just stepped down from being INEC chairman. The institute that owed in trust, all right?
Yes.
The electoral process of this country. Now, you have shown to the world that, hey, this man did not just go out in the wee hours of March 1st, 2023, 4 a.m. to announce my victory. I am compensating him for it.
Exactly.
That is the interpretation of that.
Okay.
Now take Femi Pedro. Femi Pedro, the last time I knew that Femi Pedro got actively involved in administrative work, either corporate or governance, was in 2002. That was when Tinubu, the same man who is appointing him today, yanked him off as deputy governor of Lagos State and chose Koforola Bokno.
Wow.
Over it. Okay. In his stead, rather.
Yes.
Now, this is the same man you have gone to the shelf to the archive shelf to dust off and giving ambassadorial appointment. Ambassadors are image of societies. Ambassadors are image of nations. When you see your ambassador, whatever horror, whatever trait, whatever character that ambassador, eschew, is what is sitting, is what your nation projects.
Yes,
now we have the red for Omokri that is synonymous to mockery. An ambassador today.
Oh wow! All right, Mr. Latmeji.
Ambassador today. So the list goes back to confirm that Tinubu is compensating and is doing so with impunity, disregarding, the respect for institutions and the growth of our institutions, and thereby continue to erode the public trust in governance.
Mr. Latmeji, that is a full-on analysis there. I'm coming to you, Ifoma, now. With these new appointees that we have, the presidency has come out to say that they're expected to be deployed to strategic countries such as China, India, South Korea, Canada, and other foreign countries as well. With the likes of former INEC chairman Mahmud Omokri, even former governor of Enugu State. In that list, do you think that they are set for such a mission as that?
I think the mission that they are going for is for Mahmud Yakubu is more glitches. We're going to experience a lot of downfalls. I mean, Nigeria is already to a very large extent being capsized or under siege. We are going to see a lot of destruction on Nigeria, which does not make sense in the first place. Now, I'm just going to give you my entire view or my entire perspective of this whole thing. Now, when you say a president actually appointed or nominated people that will still go through the Senate list, Senate scrutiny before they are being given the credence, you ask the question, why did it take so much time for these people to be nominated or appointed? Now, this is 2 years or rather 3 years that the president have been ruling Nigeria, and there was no diplomatic representation outside country. It's quite a shame. I remember when we raised this topic, I said it was a shame to Nigeria. And then it took you 3 years to come up with Omokri. It took you 3 years to come up with a professor of glitches. It took you 3 years to come up with Okeze Ikpeazu. Do you know who Okeze Ikpeazu, the former governor of Abia State, who in an interview, they were asking him about the packages he had for pregnant women. And he said that it was, he got them Pampers and that he gave them 500 naira. Somebody asked him, the interviewer asked him, why are you giving a woman 500 naira? He said that you don't ask a poor woman or a poor person what they are doing with 500 naira. Now, this is the person, the mentality you are actually sending to go and represent us. You are sending the former governor of Enugu State, who couldn't even maintain the road in Enugu State that Sullivan, the past past governor, left for me. He couldn't even maintain the road. He's the same person that goes for burial to go and cry. Anywhere you're having ceremonies, he will go. He's the same person that you're sending outside to go and represent Nigeria. We saw a video of Omokri where he was saying that he would never work with this present administration. This is somebody that has always criticized your government, and now you gave him that platform to go and criticize you the more. It's more like he's surrounding himself with a bunch of retarded mentalities, if you're to ask me. Now, and I don't really have the privilege of going into research of other people that he is nominating, but at the same time, these people that I've mentioned now, they don't have for me any form of reputable characters to be on that particular position. And then you see that is divided into career and non-career. Now, the career ones we're having there, we saw Professor Mahmud Yakubu, the former INEC chairman. What exactly is he doing in that list? Like I said earlier, it does not, this list for me, it does not really, it doesn't cut it.
Okay.
It doesn't cut
All
it.
right. Now, we've had Ifoma's opinion and Mr. Latmeji. Now, coming to you, Mr. Daniel Sacramento, what's your take, first of all, on the people you saw on that list?
Well, it's quite unfortunate where we are. and the level of level of administration that is running the country now, it's really showed that there is no hope for younger generations that are upcoming. There is no hope because it's just our president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is repaying loyalty instead of competence.
Repaying loyalty.
That's what we are seeing. People, he doesn't want people to criticize or do things. He gives you something so that you stay put and start singing the praises of the administration. Well, it's quite unfortunate where you see senators, former governors who are still poor in mindset and people who would not leave the shores of politics. It's quite unfortunate. And some of them, maybe these are just their retirement package. The gratuity and pension and gratuity are being paid. The likes of Ipazu, who is meant to be in the prison now, and who couldn't do nothing for Abia State, is being given a lifeline. It's quite unfortunate. We talk about Grace Bent, who has been a senator for many years, now becoming an ambassador. These are the kind of things you will see only in Africa and in Nigeria, you know. So the bulk of people who are leaving school, the bulk of people who are doing vehemently well, maybe in their areas, field of expertise. We have lecturers, we have a lot of scholars who are there that should be picked, that understand what quality representation is. Foreign policies.
Diplomatic relations.
Yes, the diplomatic relations, exactly, are being benched because maybe they don't have the godfathers to push them. Maybe the connections are not there. So you see that it is still those people who have been trying to strangle Nigeria are still the same set of people everywhere. Still, that is why there has not been any change since 1960. We have always been the way we are, recycling expired and menopaused men and women, recycling them, bringing them on board, you know, polish them and still project them and say, these are the best we have. Meanwhile, people are leaving the shores of the country to go and look out for better lives. That is why you see the high level of crime rate, insecurity in the country. Because this set of people, somebody has been a governor for 8 years, who should retire home, have things and begin to employ people. These are the people that are still at the corridor of power. Till date. They are the ones that are going now to represent us. And when I see the likes of FFK, and there was a time late Chukwu Merije asked him when he was presented as a minister, he asked him that there has been a record of madness in his, you know, I still remember that interview when he came to the house. You know, these are people who have no integrity. I find it difficult, you know, discussing because I see their attitude and their character disgusting. People who have no discipline. People who can't, you know, you can't borrow any ideas from them. Any idea you borrow from them is either going to be a fraudulent one or something that's going to be destructive. That is what we see. So when these are people who call the administration of Buhari a blood-sucking administration, it's the same when before Buhari left, gave him appointment and he took. He called Tinubu all manner kinds of names. Today they are the people that are going to. So you see that there is no vision and there is no mission. The truth about it is just that we keep doing the same thing, expecting a different result, which would never happen. So when you see the likes of Mahmud, who did one of the best fraudulent election. Very wonderful fraudulent election. Is that these are the people that are going to, although somebody will say, well, he took orders. Maybe he's not the kind of person, but he took orders.
It's a reward package.
It's a reward package for him. So it's going out to work. Yes.
Do you mind if I add to this? You might have forgotten, or you might not even, take cognizance of it. Do you know there is 111 billion naira that nobody's accounting for that was meant for Iran and that was not remitted back?
My brother.
Before Mahmud left.
My brother, if you go there, you begin to have my BP will rise. The truth about it is that we are in a very terrible situation. And that is this whole thing you've seen, let me sum it up, is the basis of insecurity in the country. There is no other way to paint it. This is why we have insecurity. That is just it.
Also talking about the fact now, it seems that what I'm getting from everybody here is that they're agreeing that this seems like a political play here, a sort of settlement for the people on this list. But let's talk about how we think, foreign nations are going to perceive our envoys now. Mr. Ladimeji.
Can you take the question again?
So I'm asking now, with what we have now on this list, all right, how do you think foreign nations they are going to perceive the envoys that we have now?
How were we perceived when Tinubu went to deploy a whole wealth of a sovereign nation and said that they were coming to invest it in Nigeria? How did we feel then when they've been lying to us since Tokyo? And we had an empty booth. How did we feel?
Both in Brazil.
Femi, Bayo Onanuga, the spokesperson of the president, came on board to tell us that they have a contact of terrorists.
Yeah.
How did we feel? How did the community take us there? We've been taken for a disgraced nation. I won't say no more.
Oh, okay.
Let me just.
He should as well. Sorry. I think what our president should even do is all these service chiefs that he removed, he should include them too. Give them countries where they should, should give them some. After all, Buhari gave Brutai. He was an ambassador after he left. He gave him ambassador.
Let me just add something quickly to what you said. I believe that sending ambassadors to different countries are more like mirrors what your country looks like. It's more like they're more like your eyes, your ears, and your mouth. People like the entire image of the country and the representation of who you are. So it's more like you're sending them out there and you're telling the international body, this is who I am. You understand? That is why this whole thing is a sham. It is a disgrace. And I will say it over and over and over again. You're sending Omokri. They already have his credentials. They already have his profiles. They already have profiles. They just need to do little research. And they'll find out exactly the representatives you are sending. Now, we're not taking it away the fact that these people are still your loyalists. They are not people with quality or even expertise. Maybe to an extent they can be, but what I'm saying is they are better people with reputable character to have been placed in that position than the people that were nominated.
So now, what is the risks now? What are the risks if we have such appointments like this on a national scale, because even on a global scale? Because at this point, this is where a lot of people have been clamoring for representation abroad, especially with what's going on with the genocide and the US planning to intervene with this situation. When we have a list like this, what are the risks for Nigeria as a whole? Starting with Mr. Ladimeji.
The bullet word is misrepresentation. We would continue to be misrepresented. We will continue to be misrepresented because we have celebrated mediocrity over merit. People who do not fit in are those who are now going to go ahead to occupy our ambassadorial offices across the continent. I mean, the continents of the world. And like Ifeoma said, an ambassador is the image of a nation. Imagine Trump sizing up Omokri if he were to be ambassador to United States of America. Just imagine that kind of, gory sight. So we're going to continue to be misrepresented, and our comparative advantage will never see improvement on the global political scale.
All right. Ifoma, the same question as well. What do you think are the risks embedded with this new appointment that the president has come out to release now?
Well, I think Mr. Oladimeji has said it all is misrepresentation. I've mentioned what I mentioned, and I felt like maybe if we had representatives outside the borders in the first place, that this whole talk of Christian genocide wouldn't have sufficed. Even if it would have sufficed, it would have taken a lot of time before a particular country designates you as CPC, it takes a lot of processes. So if they were diplomats, if they were representatives, it wouldn't have happened in the first place. But now I tell you, if this set of people are actually people that were sent earlier, I tell you that immediately they are reinstated, immediately they settle down, is that instance that we are going to be designated as a country of particular concern. So we're going to see more misrepresentation and more stupid, what's it called, disgrace to Nigeria in total, to be honest.
Now, this is only a nomination, and I'm coming to Mr. Daniel. The list was it's already been sent to the Senate, but we're yet to hear of any approval. What do you think that the Senate will consider when vetting and confirming these nominees? And do you think that this would be a rubber stamp when it concerns the Senate approving the list?
Well, it's I don't think there's anything good that will come out from Nazareth, according to a scripture. We have a rubber stamped Senate. It's going to be business as usual, bow and go, because that's what the president, you don't interfere. This Senate has no power to step anybody down, no matter the protest, because the list is coming directly from the presidency. So
I went to eat for yesterday.
A dinner with the first lady.
They can't even. They won't alter it. Now, even people who have EFCC cases are the set of people that are being given position. Oh, wow. So you see that we are in a very dire situation. The likes of Ibazu shouldn't have been there. We reward incompetence. Ibazu didn't do well as a governor, and this is a man that is now being sent to go and represent us as what? What is he going there to do? A man who couldn't even fix his place, his own place. So you see the problem. We're talking about so many things are wrong with the list. So where we have the Senate president who has been pursuing Natasha every now and then, I don't see him, looking deeply into this and making recommendations, because this is going to involve the likes of this Department of State Security and the FCC. Anybody who have a criminal or fraudulent case to answer shouldn't be in the list.
Maybe the president needs that up.
Our president, he just wakes up, and the way he announced subsidy removal and the pardon, he wakes up and he do his things. So the problem is that we are not going to be having a very quality even though I know that maybe some of them are, but the process is wrong. There are more competent people. Exactly. Because this should be, when we look at people to do the right thing, most of the time they disappoint us. But I was thinking our president would have, for taking this long time, that we are looking at credible, we should hear new names of people. We should hear new names of people.
And we didn't see that.
Yeah, we didn't see that. It's still the same set of people who have always been in the corrupt. So definitely it's going to be garbage in, garbage out. So there's no two ways about it.
So it seems this particular list has disappointed a lot of Nigerians. Is also a lot of people are also saying that it's coming rather timely after the dinner which Mr. Ladimeji referenced in when Mr. Daniel was talking, the dinner that the senators had with the First Lady on Friday.
That makes
and after that we're hearing all of this. So we don't know what is going to go on in the Senate House as regard this list, but there are already predictions that is going to fly untouched. Anyways, this is what we're calling it a wrap on the show. Thank you to my guest, Mr. Daniel Sacramento, for joining us as always, to my co-host Ifomoji for doing this with me every single time, and to our analyst joining us via Zoom, Mr. Oladimeji Oluwafemi. Thank you so much for joining us today. To our viewers, if you're watching for the first time, this is Morning Pulse, where we discuss Nigerian politics and we give our reactions. The comment section is yours. If you also want to drop your comments, do feel free to do that, and follow us across all social media at Active Citizens. You can find me as well across all media at Sharon Enemchuku. And you can find me on Facebook at Oji Sophia and on Instagram at Miselex. Mr. Ladimeji.
I'm always on X, Ladimeji, where we do advocacy for a good working system.
And well done, you're doing very well on X. And for Mr. Daniel, he is always going to be in the studio till we come your way later today. Do have a good morning and a happy new month.